Live here finally with MIBR versus Envy. Pistol round is underway here as the Brazilians are going to have long A control, quietly, calmly, and collected, as they're looking to do just a nice little long A pop. They just got done with a best of 3 where they lost to Chaos.
But they won Dust 2.
They're in a hurry, though, to get back on that momentum train with Dust 2, the only map they did win in the BO3, and KNG and Taco out up front with the plant guaranteed. You got the smoke on Ryan here on Envy's side, so they're just going to try to gather here in the catwalk, take another 5 or 6 seconds, and we're going to see the fights go off and the smoke hit site. They don't want to smoke too early, though, because if the fights get dragged out, the smoke will fade to a plant. So you'll see them fight. Once they get these kills on ramps or once they're near the site, you're going to see the smoke drop.
Oh. I saw that TK coming, but, you know, Envy are still making this work.
Here comes the smoke, and it should be a guaranteed round win here unless something crazy happens.
Not quite the right spot, but that smoke definitely makes things difficult with just a Glock.
It's just a pistol round, but that was kind of what Robin was talking about earlier with G2, how they will play for retakes, but like kind of group up a little bit and eliminate info and kind of funnel you into a place. So like, okay, you could have the site, but we also have you surrounded. As kind of a, you know, one of those situations right there. They weren't fully surrounded, but they were planning for that situation.
Yeah, we talked about MIBR. Actually, Envy for me is a little bit of a 50-50. Obviously, it made the team right during Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Now I can't remember if we played them or not, but I haven't been paying attention too much. Have they been?
They've been, the struggle has been real.
Okay.
Let's say that, but they've been close is the thing. They've been.
Same thing, has there been a steady progression at least, or do you feel like it's a little bit flatlined?
I think the steady progression is definitely there, but I think NA is in such a weird spot. Every team is beating each other every other week, right? And then you throw in the online portion in the mix, so then it's just the questions become even more, you know, head scratchers. So definitely Envy are on the right track, but they just lost, I believe, who did they just lose to? They lost in a qualifier that made me really question everything. But Mihu has been popping off, and Calyx has been popping off. Yeah, dude, Calyx has been looking so good. He's had just single-handedly carrying Envy matches on a consistent basis. So I think that bodes really well, having a superstar like that. But
and Nifty always staying confident. Trying to get crazy with that sniper rifle. One nice little 1-1 start here for MIBR, not letting him run away with the momentum too early.
hang on. So MIBR won the pistol, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay. No, Envy won pistol.
That's what I said.
And then MIBR just won the anti-eco. Okay. MIBR are so good with these second round scrappy buy rounds.
Taco, my favorite form of food and one of my favorite players in the scene.
I have noticed you are a taco man. I'll tell you that much.
You can put anything in the day. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
I have noticed.
Taco.
I feel like that is your lifestyle too, because I have noticed on the Instagram stories. Again, shout out to Nothing's Instagram. Check it out if you like food.
Think about it. Breakfast.
You really like Jordan's Instagram.
He puts anything on a taco. Like, that's his thing.
Breakfast. Listen to this. I'll plan out your 3 meals here while MIBR takes long A on us too. Breakfast, low and slow eggs, maybe a little like apple fennel slaw. You get a little Italian sausage, thinly sliced, maybe a little salsa. Boom, breakfast. Lunch, come in, little skirt steak or carne asada, thinly trimmed. Get a little avocado on there, saute some bell peppers and some onions. Boom, salsa on it, done. Lunch, dinner.
I feel like the salsa is the key.
The salsa, taco and salsa is kind of, they just wrap up the flavor. Dinner, we can get crazy even. You could even do a little potato, right? Diced potato, a little diced potato, little carnitas, pulled pork, carne asada, any of the above. And again, the guacamole, maybe a little chipotle aioli in there. Like,
Ooh, I like
just
that.
like
Ooh,
3 different
Chipotle
meals.
aioli.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like,
I mean, you say all this,
this
and
is
the
just
only
a
thing I
fancy
can
meal.
the only thing I can think of that's a lot of time to spend, man.
it's, you know, first I've turned it into, especially when I have people over, I love cooking while I'm hanging with them. Because the steps are already in my mind, and I just can kind of talk and groove and
have your own little cooking show.
I did one stream where I set up 2 cameras, but it was a little complex. I need to simplify. Anyways, we have a long take here as MIBR. Just trying to get a little bit of map control and make sure that they could eat as good as I'm talking about tonight after a victory.
You have long control here, but nothing else. So yeah, I was referring to, for example, at G2 here, right? When G2 noticed that you have long control like this, one thing that they would do is that they would do a really good job in pushing in tunnel, like taking this control. But instead, you know, Envy is playing so defensive, they have no idea what's going on the map. They know they've lost long, so they've set up for a mid control, 2 boost in mid and 2 catwalk. It's still a very nice setup, obviously thinking that they would just drop someone off. So it's still a very good setup here if they want to like do something, but they don't have a lot of nades. This is where you kind of want to see a flashbang, you know, kind of to work for it. But instead, Mihu just goes down, gets the entry, but there's no backup. There's nothing. And now they're stuck as well. This is a really bad round for Envy because they're stuck on the bomb side. Exactly. And this is what happens when you don't take control. You have to decide. You either have long, and if you don't, you have to fight for mid or cat. What Mihu did there, he backed up because he had no help. You back up the site, you are stuck, and you are 100% losing that round. So if I can totally see if, like, again, we've only seen 4 rounds, but for example, if this is compare that to a Chaos, for example, like, it was very clear, like, hey, we're taking mid. If we're going here, if Mihu gets that initial, you know, peak, the mid guys, the 2 that's boosted there, we flash or we fight, right? And the same thing that's other guy from Cat, we fight. If they go long, we retake. But we don't fall back and we don't kind of, like, half-ass it, because that's exactly what happened there, and MIBR will always punish that.
Definitely half-assing. I think that's the perfect way to describe that round.
I like how passionate Coach Fifi is
about
his mid-range. I feel like he's talking to his teammates vicariously right now.
Listen, I hope they're watching now.
Oh, you don't see that smoke miss very often.
Was that intentional somehow? Maybe that
Nah, he missed it.
That's just a straight
That's not sugar-coated. He missed it.
Just romanticizing pro players.
No, he missed that.
Genius play here.
It's definitely on purpose.
K&G innovating.
There we go. They do have, again, though, low buy on Envy here, but a 5-on-4. They did get the entry. Again, we don't have, is it a smoke or flash? I'm not sure. I think it's 2 smokes and a molly on Envy side. So here we're looking for a fight, but they're nowhere near the A bomb site. So here we have a mid instead. MIBR is going to get a free plant. They're probably going to plant, doesn't really matter where they plant. Very much expecting as well that they're coming from flank as well, looking at MIBR's positioning. Here you're just hoping, if you're Envy, just to get some kills, maybe even grab a weapon, save some money, ruin some economy on the T's as well. Yeah. No, it sounds like even for their end, they're like, oh, we have a smoke, we have a molly. I mean, it's doable, but the problem is that if you don't have the initial peek and MIBR knows that you're coming from there, they will just hold the angle. And even if you're throwing the smokes and stuff like that, what do you have to, like, just even ruin their crosshair placement a little bit? You don't have anything. So then we're all talking about, like, trades has to be on point. We're talking 2x double peak of, like, getting the trade. Didn't happen. Nice round from MIBR. And this, I think, and you know, again, props to Chaos, because I think that one of the things that they did so well that really made MIBR look a little bit sloppy at times was that because they were so good on the anti-flashes and so good on the trades,
yes,
for MIBR, we don't see that for Envy here. So MIBR gets like 1 or 2 more seconds to counter what they're doing, and that does a lot in this kind of, like, in this level of CS. And you can't really let that happen, because then, like you're saying, like, this will probably just end up, like, sliding away from them unless they can get this in order of, like, the trades and stuff like that, getting some entries.
Yeah, definitely so. And even in that round, I mean, you saw MIBR, all 4 of their members were turtled up on top A because they didn't have any long A control. So Envy certainly had an opportunity in that round, but this round, again, it's one of those throwaway rounds for Envy. They have a quasi-buy, 1 saved AK, a couple of pistols, and a scout, and they've hardly done any damage on the MIBR side. So good job on MIBR to keep things clean, keep things polished, but Envy, they've got to do a little bit better coming into this first gun round.
It didn't trim too much off the economy right there to win that round. This is still close enough to the point where Envy could run away with some rounds, so it might be our...
Oh,
I hear some typing.
Someone timed out for sure then. It's off.
MIBR have had some internet issues as of late.
No damage was done
Some
this
lagging
time.
out. Yeah, this time around.
No damage was done this time.
No drama.
You know, we were just seeing on Twitter, someone posted a clip of Leaf from last game. On overpass, getting the kill and then looking up towards heaven. But people say it's sketchy, but the thing is if there's a smoke heaven and you run into sight and get a kill, right when you run in, maybe right away, you don't look there. But literally, if any time has elapsed, especially late round, the first thing you expect when you get a kill pit or even fight a guy pit is someone's plowing through the heaven smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think that looks like, you're just looking up at heaven. I think it's pretty easily explained. I mean, we saw earlier in the game, me and Christine were laughing when Taco peeks a corner through the smoke, and his op crosshair is right on the guy, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just the way things happen sometimes.
I'm not sure if... I don't think anyone actually lagged out, right? So...
No, I saw a fur drop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay, yeah. We are getting the match medic now.
It's good that he reconnected so fast, though. So we know this won't be a very long technical pause. Can you see the money, Robin?
Yeah, well, they are buying some FAMAs and stuff like that, so I think they're 4K, 3.4K. It's not the best. Same thing here. Here we go. I would have probably, same thing here. I would have probably preferred Envy to do like a half buy here instead, to have full utility, like have proper ops with full nade sets. Is that 5.4? I think so on Calyx, but that's still, for me, that's still not enough, especially on a map like D2. Also very util heavy as well, with a lot of aggression on the T side if you want to. So these like FAMAS buys and stuff, yeah, they can work and stuff like that, but you're not really putting the odds in your favor. Now you're like, it's like a Hail Mary of like, hey, we need rounds, let's just buy and just like get the economy up, where in reality is do a half buy here, do a proper full round next, and work on the stuff that you worked on in the sense of like your weapon rounds and whatever that that, well, hopefully that is working.
And also, we're so early still in the first half.
Yeah.
I think they could certainly.
Yeah, I feel like they're
have
panicking.
afforded
Yeah,
that.
they're like panicking a little bit with with this kind of buy. Oh, here we go. We see the match medic again. So maybe they've changed their mind now. We'll see. Maybe they'll listen to the stream. I'm not saying no one does that.
Some drama on that too, hey?
No one does that. No one does that, right, Jordan?
Nope.
Nope.
But we're back. We're live. I think Fur ended up getting back to the server, but we do see the same full buy coming in from Envy. Completely broke now. And like I had mentioned there, Calyx with, a rifle. He has armor, but no nades. Really fast round here from MIBR. And this is the problem. Like, MIBR if they get trades and stuff like that, you can't really do much if you're Envy. You have no flashes, Like, how are you supposed to trade this? You have to have, like, a bunch of bodies to just straight out trade. Because instead here, yeah, he white speak. This is where MIBR needs to trade here. Good flashbang. You should be coming out, yep. And then now you're stuck on site because you can't even flash out. You have to wait for the smoke or random out.
The door, you can tell he almost forgot again. He's like, oh my!
Moose is like, what the? They can see me.
Oh, and they're taking so much time here as well, MIBR.
I'm surprised that they are.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that they are as well, but now they're going for straight for B instead. Yep, here we go. Gets the trade still.
I think they really expected to find Moose a little bit earlier there.
It's alright, they're still in a 3 versus 2 situation.
Smart play with the HE as well. Gives a little bit of a smoke grenade kind of effect so Taco can jump over and plant the bomb. Now it's a 3-on-2 situation, and again, we mentioned it, no nades on the Envy side. I don't see them retaking this, and that's exactly what's happening. They're saving.
That also just hit me now that when you retake as a CT, like, you can't just, like, casually, normally if you're like retaking, you could just like walk across the door angle in the
Yeah.
old Dust 2 with like your smoke out once you know they're not fighting your door. But now like he could literally post it on you from like tunnel if he really wants to be ballsy.
Well, I had mentioned it before. So, for example, even where TRK is standing right now by car and even by tunnel, it's one flashbang that you flash, and they're forced to like turn away, and you jump over, and then you get a molly on car, you get a smoke in tunnel if you want.
You could definitely counter it, but
Yeah, I'm saying like you can't be as loose as you once were.
you got to really respect that angle
exactly.
and your plan for once you blind it.
But I think it's a pro and a con. That's why like it's gonna be fun to see the progression of the map now with these changes, because you saw there even on Moose, right? Like people still forget that they've changed the doors.
Yeah.
Because again, these guys have played with the doors this way for 7 years, right? And like they've changed for what, 2 weeks. It's going to take time.
And those are the little things that when we talk about the conversation of like young players getting better, that's like a small example, but like, you know, it's not like in a sport like soccer or football or whatever. They're not playing on the same rectangles they always were growing
Well, they
up.
changed the balls at least. I guess they have some change
some
there.
gear
Yeah.
and cleats or whatever maybe you change. And
But like you're saying, the overall playing field is the same.
yeah, most of the concepts hold true for the
Yeah.
test of time.
3-on-3 here. It is an eco on NV side, so they've definitely gotten some frags here. And it's looking a little bit dangerous. One more MIBR player is also low.
Oh, the 2 MV players are pushing tunnel, and this timing, Taco just leaves it. So it looks like Calix, if he keeps pushing, he's gonna catch Taco unawares. There we are. So the advantage is still in MV's port here, because if you see a Kanji, he's less than half HP. So really, everything's on Fallen's shoulders. Was he?
Yeah.
Not this time. I saw it happening though. Fallen is known for rounds like that, right?
I saw the time too. I'm like, okay, you know, he's gonna get the 2 kills there. He's gonna save the weapon.
If you see Fallen's name and you always just want to believe still,
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
like, let's go! Carol Toledo, you're my favorite!
But that's a nice round from Envy. It's a half buy. Definitely what they needed. Make sure that they have a really, really good, strong buy here now. This is the first proper weapon round, I will say, for Envy. And we're round number 9, so it's been a while. But we'll see here what they got going for us. Long control first. MIBR was a really fast round, though. TRK, nice entry, even though he's flashed. Takes some space. Nice little flash there back, though. But trades are there. I love to see that. Or we're going to get a third. Yep, exactly. Good job from MIBR. 3-on-2 situation. Trades are definitely there. Envy tried their best, but here we go. It's a 2-on-3 retake potential situation. It's a tough spot to be in if you're Envy. I say that, but Fur ends up going down. Calix low though, but 2-on-2.
If he's able to get this Molotov off for this retake, that might be everything from Calix here. Push Fallen out of position. Oh, but that pick on Moose changes things completely. Calix, he's booking it. He's out of there.
Love the change of pace from MIBR. Ends up going for that long take there. Envy, you know, they had the spawns for it. They had 3 guys there trying to hold the bomb or the long push. It's really like when you talk D2 in general on the CT side, a lot of teams will say, you know, like long is very important to get, like in terms of getting the control. And you see Envy there, like they really fight for it. There's nothing like, oh, let's just fall back on the bomb side. This is like a straight, hey, if they're coming, we're fighting. MIBR, TRK, great entry, really fast out there as well. Gets him flashed, doesn't really matter. Damage has been done, even though trades were there from Envy. 3-on-2, and then obviously good utilizations of smokes on MIBR. Gets the bomb down. Another solid round. And from what we saw from MIBR versus Chaos, I'm not expecting anything less, honestly. I think that they had a really good Dust 2 showing. And especially that CT or that T side. They were very much in order, I'd say, compared to an Overpass and Inferno. Actually, compared to Overpass, Inferno T side was great as well. Ooh, nice little aggressive play from Nifty.
Definitely had a chance on Taco there. But, ooh, this B bomb site is just open for the taking for MIBR. And at this point, once again, Envy on this half buy, they They don't look like they've got a huge chance within this round, and with Mihu going down there, ooh, KNG's just DMing now. He's
just full DM.
Yep, he's DMing. That's when things get pretty dangerous, I'd say, when KNG starts, and he's got this long A spawn once again as well.
Yeah, and utilize it. You know, like it would be different maybe if Envy ended up being able to hold that long push before, but since they didn't now, like, just keep abusing it. Have them come up with a response, because like if you do get long every single time, what's going to end up happening is Envy's just going to start taking mid, for example, but this is where like MIBR should really be on point and be like, hey, KNG's up on mid already, or Fallen's up on mid. Now we obviously know KNG has a good spawn long, but like a lot of the stuff really takes place at long when this happens, and you keep abusing that if you're T, and you keep getting away with it. So we'll see. I'm not sure about the CT positioning here, but I'm guessing we did see a timeout. Maybe it was from the Envy side. So we'll see if they do have a counter here. We have the second proper weapon round here. Round number 11. This is really where I'm hoping that Envy will start to pick up some pace here and some speed, some rounds especially. Again with the long take. And as we mentioned, KNG is definitely over there getting the shot. Yes, and he does get flashed actually. So the flash is really bad for some reason. But yeah, he does get flashed but misses the shot anyway. That's a cause for concern if you're Envy, because that's definitely something that you want to make sure, the first initial flash on long.
Yeah. Definitely counting their lucky stars that KNG missed that shot. Ooh, for baiting the noise cues. But Envy definitely not going to bite at that point. And Taco's doing Taco things towards B, just maintaining that pressure. You can see Calyx, he almost gets burned out with... That's the kind of pressure that Taco's placing. Yeah, I mean, a really well-placed Molotov, and this flashbang is going to be everything.
Yeah, now you can't leave B, right? So, like, now you're forced, and you look at the positioning, Envy, I mean, this is a very good round, mid-round call by MIBR, taking long late. They have catwalk control as well, so if this guy goes down and the car guys goes down, Envy's just in trouble again here. So they really have to, they're making the decision. They're going to fight for long. Now it's all on timing.
Oh, I don't think they're going to expect Mihu here, though.
Ooh, that could have been a big second kill and had a potential 2v2, but now it's tough. They have a little bit of knowledge if Moose can get this kill here and the other guy's low at long, but it's not going to happen. And loss on Calyx to show us a little bit what you were talking about, Christine, in the pregame.
Let's go, Calyx!
He hasn't had he's been saving a lot this game, and obviously it's not his fault as well, because he's like the B rotate, you know, like MIBR's been doing a good job on hitting the A bomb side. And same to there. Actually, one thing that I will give Envy for here, they actually made up their mind. You know, MIBR takes long late, and they're fighting. He's still alive in pit, which he does a really good job for. And their rotation is called of like, hey, we need to fight for long, because they know that they have catwalk control already.
Yep.
A little bit late on the call, but I like the fact that they're at least making the call. Could have been a little bit faster, like at least make up your mind of, again, I mentioned it before, you just can't get stuck on the bomb site there, because first or up on catwalk, you're just stuck, you're dead. So at least there, we see some progression. You can definitely see maybe the time was called and they talked about it a little bit. Didn't really work out, but at least you kind of see NVR are trying to adapt a little bit to MIBR's playing style currently.
I wonder, did Nifty die from a cat player, or did he get
he died from
through
cat.
the smoke?
He
died
I think
cat.
so, yeah.
Okay.
He was jumping over, and that's why I said the time was a little bit off, because they were already up cat and they were pushing. So like that needed to happen when the pit guy was still fighting, and for him to get flashed and like for you to just basically sandwich him in.
Because I imagine Nifty would have flashed for Mihu there.
Yeah.
And then things look really different.
Fallen with another entry here. They tried to boost, but obviously it was just a double. It's a save here, well, half by, I'd say, from Envy.
Nice dink. Oh, Calyx so aware with the new angles here. And he's been communicated that they're low, so he pulls out the deagle. This is huge for MB. Calyx in such a forward position, putting the pressure on, getting burned out, but Fallen, he's going to take care of that. But there's no way he expects him to be this close. Ryan making the perfect play, pressing forward onto Fallen, keeping the pressure on. But really, man, that was all the pressure of Mihu in the back of the site. Or sorry, Calyx.
Yeah, I mean that was a nice shot there. You had mentioned the angles as well. Like that was the first peak, the double the boost that he peaked. So I mean that's super nice. And that was in the half by as well, I guess. But good job on the calls as well. You had mentioned as well, like they're low, just use your pistols instead of ops and stuff like that. Definitely paid out for him.
Definitely.
MIBR forced to slow down a little bit here as they're trying to do the usual mid to cat control. After all these years, see that's the one thing that's fun about like maps not changing very much, right? Is certain things being established, and as much as people say, oh, then there's no meta and it's boring because it's always the same. Well, there's like, yeah, Dust 2 is generally the same. People are trying to take cow out control, but there's little nuances, and I don't mind changes like the door thing and stuff. That's fun to bring it back to how it was, but it's always about the team you're playing and economy and.
Oh, first, so ready for this.
These kind of moments here where you choose to or not to clear some information, and now the defense is at a decent disadvantage here. They do have 2 in the B bomb site though, so if MIBR doesn't take this methodically and stay focused in this round, they could lose some unnecessary fights. I like the catwalk take right here. This is perfect call in my opinion. Even if that opera were to get 1 kill, like them just taking initiative off that pick is a big right decision.
TRK seemed a little unsure, but things are still, they're leveling out here. MV in a 2 versus 3. Oh, that's a big pick for Calyx, but they're just so far away that I don't think they're even gonna attempt this one.
It's a good call on the save anyway. 9-4, low on money again. Envy hasn't really had a lot of rounds that it can just string together. Kind of what we saw on the MIBR side on the 2 maps as well. Really struggling on economy on the Inferno side. We talked about it. Not really get proper buy rounds. I think it was round number 9 there as well. It's a good thing to call on the save here. 9-4. I think it was 9-6 on their T side versus Chaos. We'll see if Envy can get the last 2 or if MIBR is just going to run away with it 11-4. But good spawn towards B here. We'll see. It looks like Taco is actually want to do something with it as well. I love it as well in terms of like just change the pace. They're talking about like, hey, how can we like really solve this like long issue and stuff? How can we really work together and stuff? And you come with just with the B pop round. Doesn't seem to be happening, just Taco running there by himself. He had a good spawn towards long at the same time. And same thing. Here's the change of pace. So this is, now Envy is saying, okay, we're not fighting long because they have catwalk control. So he's backing up on side instead, making sure that Miyu, but now Miyu goes down again. What happens? Well, obviously Ryan's completely stuck on the bomb side by himself. It is a 3-on-3, but we see on the radar here, we see MIBR coming from long and from cat at the same time. Bomb is obviously a little bit late, but he is completely stuck and needs help. Kenji gets the first one. It's a rotate. This guy's still stuck on site, and now this is where it gets a little bit interesting. 2-on-2 situation. They know the guy's on bomb site. They don't know where the last guy is.
He really needed that kill.
Oh,
KNG.
man.
He's heated up. He's heating up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I think it's just really sloppy play from Envy. I think the approach is good, and I think the approach is there, but they're missing a lot of the elements to make it happen. Like, they have the guy cat, which is fine, and like when you make the call, we're not fighting long, and you're pushing back, don't just like go cat and dry peek it. Like, you're obviously very much aware they're going to be coming there. Like, you have to have that plan B of like, we're not fighting long, we're going to hold cat. Okay, how do we hold cat? Molly him off, smoke him off. Like, you fight for it, boost mid. I don't know. Do something. You just don't go and dry peek it yourself. MIBR will take advantage of that every single time. Hence the scoreline, 10-4. Now it's a what, 4-on-2 situation again. Looking to be an 11-4. MIBR just really keeping the pace up, as we saw in that last game versus Chaos. We had mentioned us 2 being a little bit of a puggy map, but MIBR is really just playing this really well.
They are really playing this well. And once again, that sort of indecisiveness, you saw it right there. But
yeah, and I think what Envy needs, and I think what we need, is a break and come back after that, and we'll do the second half.
Yeah? Get the onion rings, not the garlic fries.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Wait, do you want an
think we're live. We're back. We're back in it.
We're talking about ordering food here first, and then Jordan is like watching clips on games on his phone in between. So now I failed to order. But yeah, it looks like we're back with the half. Turns out that we already again missed the pistol round. We apologize. I don't, but you can complain to BTS if you want, because I'm not gonna read your bullshit. So 12-2 in favor of MBR. Whoa, Taco with a really nice aggressive kill there onto Ryan. I guess he was maybe expecting a little bit of a B rush.
How dare you, Robin?
What? Listen, we were all thrown under the bus here a little bit, I feel like. Not really, you know. Production did scream at us. We'll take it. We'll take it. It happens. It happens. Nice aggressive play here. They know, MIBR knows that it's pretty much a full save from Envy. So it's just free pickings. You know, get some more frags on the board. Makes yourself feel good. Oh, there we go. All right, this is definitely going to be an uphill battle for Envy. Let's see what they got on their T side for us. I'm not expecting this to be 16-4. I'm still wanting to see something here from Envy. I say not the best buy, and I say that because obviously no off on Envy. We have some smokes, we have some flashes. We're most likely going to be seeing a pretty fast round here from him.
Oof.
They didn't even use the smoke for mid. They just run it with one flash and no op. That's okay. Anyway, so 5-on-3 situation. Fur gets another one. And now I think they're looking to potentially go out mid with the peak, but Fallen is prepared for it again. And bomb down also. 4-on-2 now. Nice little flash there from Envy, but I think this round is pretty much a bust.
Yeah, Fallen connecting all the shots, but Calyx is gonna make things a little interesting. He doesn't have any utility, but he's just picked up the bomb. He's got a full minute, but Fur, ooh, he goes down and he knows TRKs and CT spawns. So now, oh, that AWP picking it up. You know, Calyx, he's had a couple of rounds where he's made things interesting, but unfortunately,
there was 5 seconds left on the clock there, wasn't
it? Yeah, was there? Oh, man.
When all of them were peaking, I think. Even TRK.
MIBR,
that's like
they're
super
hungry.
Cocky. That's
Dude,
like
they're hungry.
You could have waited 3 seconds there, you know what I mean? Kill them after time at least, but hey, they'll take it. 14-4. Same thing there. I feel like, man,
You're seeing desperation.
No, definitely, and I feel like it's so they had smokes on everyone.
Yeah.
Waste a smoke in mid so you can get Cat safe, and you know, throw the smoke instead of giving him like the one flash. You know, like he's not gonna be flashed for the whole time for that. Like, don't just expect like he's not gonna have an off and like peak. I feel like now you're being cocky when you really shouldn't be. Like, you're not really putting down the fundamentals, and it's frustrating to see, because I do think that even these players, like we talk about these players, they've been around the block for a long time. So like, there's clearly some dysfunction here. Maybe it's the map. Maybe it's one of the maps they don't play all too much. So like, obviously we still have 2 more maps to potentially play. But I'm really hoping that we're going to be seeing a little bit more of an oomph from Envy on what their map. I think that was Mirage on their map pick. Because this is looking to be a map point here from MIBR. 4-on-2 situation. No nades again on Envy. So it's just dry peeking with ops.
Oof.
Yeah.
Giving Fallen all the duels he wants. But yeah, I think you're right, Robin. I mean, it's desperation, right? Each individual in Envy trying to do what they can to turn the rounds in their favor, but that's just not what's happening. They look a little bit foolish when they get desperate.
And this is so typical too. Best spawn towards B. Just rush B. or like, okay, we shouldn't rush B. Let's can we B split or something instead? Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
whatever.
I'll fake. Yeah, I'll fake.
Someone flash cow off, push him off.
And that was the team speak of Team Envy. Back to the desk.
We'll see if we'll see if it is. Well, okay, one dropped. Okay, one chillin'. 3 towards B. I don't think it will be a B rush here. No. Oh, but because okay, good. They got the trade at least. Nice. 2 trades here. 4-on-3 now. This is the best opportunity they will have, or they got so far this half. No flash again. Just what?
Coach Fifflerin has left the building.
But, you know, this is still a 3 versus 3 for Envy. They're scrambling to try to meet back up with Calyx here, who has this long A control, but Fallen, oof, you know he's not going to miss many shots here. So Envy, they've got to have a plan to push him off. Maybe a jiggle. Oh, this is going to be easy pickings for Fallen. Here we go. Oh, 2 smokes. That's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, you don't say no to that. Taco still, though. Molly and a smoke. He doesn't go down, though. 16-4. I mean, super dominant from MIBR. They made Envy look amateurish.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I'm really hoping that we'll see a little bit better, like, more, like
What's
I said,
next
more
map?
of oomph. I think it's Mirage, and that's
Yeah,
Envy's
sounds
pick.
right.
It was just very clear. Like I said, I'm not sure if if this is a map that they play too much or not, but it's just very clear that there's a lot of holes and a lot of gaps in especially their CT defense. No flashes, no nothing, just like clear cut. And yeah, as we've done the trend already, and I'm sure Envy needs the same. But let's get up, take a breather. Let's come back for map 2, and let's see what Envy's got.